Someone kicks in your front door at 2 a.m. You've got one dog between them and your kid's room. If that dog is a German Shepherd, most people feel safe. If it's a Belgian Malinois, most people don't even know what that is. And that gap, that exact gap in what people assume, is going to get somebody hurt. Because the dog almost every protection professional on Earth actually chooses for this job is the one you've never heard of. Not the Shepherd. So before you decide the Shepherd's your answer, I need you to sit with something uncomfortable. The police, the military, the Secret Service, the people whose lives literally depend on getting this right, mostly stopped picking the German Shepherd years ago. And they didn't do it because the Shepherd got worse. Let me tell you what they know that you don't. Here's the thing. Nobody tells you when you picture a protection dog, you're picturing the wrong scenario. You're picturing a dog that looks scary. But real protection isn't about looking scary at 2 a.m. It's about what the dog actually does in the 4 seconds between the door breaking and the threat reaching the hallway. 4 seconds. That's the entire window. And in those 4 seconds, the difference between these two breeds isn't loyalty and it isn't courage. Both have those in buckets. It's something almost nobody talks about, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Speed of decision. Not speed of running, speed of deciding. The Malinois processes and commits to a threat faster than almost any breed alive. It's lighter, wound tighter, and its entire nervous system runs at a higher clock speed. Where a German Shepherd assesses, and I mean that as a compliment, the Shepherd is a thinker. The Malinois has often already engaged. In a home invasion, those milliseconds are the whole game. This is precisely why the modern military and elite police units shifted toward the Malinois. It's not fashion. It's that when the margin is 4 seconds, the dog that commits in the first half second is the dog that stops the threat before it reaches the bedroom. So that settles it, right? Get the Malinois. Case closed. No. And this is where I need you to actually pay attention, because this is the part that flips. That same wound-tight nervous system that makes the Malinois lethal in those 4 seconds makes it a genuine liability for the other 23 hours and 56 minutes of the day. This is a dog with an engine that does not have an off switch. Understimulate a Malinois. Leave it in a suburban house with a family that works 9 to 5 and a backyard, and you don't get a calm guardian waiting for a threat. You get a dog that redirects all that drive into destroying your house, patrolling the fence like a maniac, and in the worst cases, misfiring that protective instinct at the wrong target. The mailman, your kid's friend, a guest who moved too fast. Think about what protect your family actually means for a second. It doesn't only mean stopping the intruder at 2 a.m., that's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime event, if it ever happens at all. It also means being safe around your 6-year-old's birthday party, being trustworthy when your toddler grabs its ear, not putting a bite on the neighbor's kid because the drive had nowhere to go, and on that scoreboard, the everyday one, the one that actually plays out, the German Shepherd starts winning, and it wins for a reason that's the mirror image of why it lost the 4-second test. That assessing brain, the half-second the Shepherd takes to read a situation before committing, the exact half-second that costs it in a raw confrontation, is the same half-second that lets it tell the difference between a threat and a fast-moving grandchild. The Shepherd has a higher threshold. It defaults to evaluating before acting. In a family home, that isn't a weakness. That's the entire ballgame. A dog that can be devastating when it needs to be and safe the other 99% of the time is worth more to a family than a dog that's slightly faster at the one thing and a walking risk at everything else. Now let me be honest about where I'm oversimplifying, because if I don't, someone who actually trains these dogs is going to correctly tear this apart. Individual dog beats breed generalization every single time. A well-bred, professionally trained Malinois in the hands of an experienced owner is a phenomenal family protector, steady, safe, and terrifying to intruders. And a badly bred, anxious German Shepherd from a backyard breeder, which, sadly, is a huge chunk of the Shepherds out there thanks to popularity ruining the gene pool, can be a fearful biter that fails at both jobs. Breed sets the starting odds. It doesn't set the outcome. Training and bloodline do most of the actual work. But you asked which one would protect your family, and it depends is a cop-out, so I'm going to give you the real answer. For 90% of families, normal households, kids, jobs, a yard, and an owner who is not a professional dog trainer, the German Shepherd is the correct choice. And it's not close. Not because it's the better protector in a vacuum. Because protection you can't live with safely isn't protection, it's a loaded weapon with no safety catch, and most families do not have the experience, the time, or the daily physical outlet a Malinois demands to make that dog safe. Get the Shepherd. It gives you 90% of the protection with a fraction of the risk, and that trade is the right trade for almost everyone watching this. The Malinois is the correct choice for a specific, narrow person. Someone with serious dog experience, ideally protection sport or working dog background, who will pour 2+ hours of real physical and mental work into that dog every single day, without fail, and who genuinely understands what they're taking on. If that's you, you already know it's you, and the Malinois will be the best protection dog you ever own. If you're not sure whether that's you, it isn't. And choosing a Malinois anyway is how good dogs end up dumped at shelters at 18 months for aggression. That was really just a world-class working animal screaming for a job nobody gave it. Here's the uncomfortable truth under this whole comparison, and it's got nothing to do with which breed is tougher. The dog isn't the variable. You are. A German Shepherd with a lazy owner is a mediocre protector. A Malinois with the wrong owner is a disaster. The same two breeds, in the hands of someone who actually does the work, both become the kind of dog that would genuinely put its body between your children and a threat and not hesitate. So the real question was never which breed protects your family. It's whether you're going to be the owner who earns that dog's protection, or the one who buys an image, skips the work, and finds out at the worst possible moment that a protection dog you didn't train is just a large animal that's as scared as you are. Pick the breed that fits the life you'll actually give it. For almost all of you, that's the Shepherd. And be honest with yourself about which owner you're going to be. Because the intruder at 2 a.m. doesn't care what breed you bought. He cares whether you did the work. I'll say the part that'll annoy some of you. Every single "which dog should I get" video skips this. The breed was never the hard decision. The hard decision is whether you're going to show up every day for 2 years and actually build that dog into what it's capable of being. Most people won't. That's not an insult, it's just true. I didn't either, the first time. So don't ask which dog protects your family. Ask which dog you're actually going to become the kind of owner for.